The Celtics are still the team to beat. And mind you, I watched the game yesterday against the Thunder, and I know that they lost. I know that it looks like the Celtics have not been great all year, but in my opinion, they're still the team to beat. And here's why. Yesterday, the Celtics go up against the Thunder, like I said, and they had a lot of opportunities to basically take the lead and even tie. I mean, we tied the game a couple of times. Celtics came back. They trailed a lot, but they came back, tied the game. I think they even took a lead a couple of times, and they had a couple of chances where they could have took a dominant lead and had a cushion throughout the whole game, but they didn't. And simply because one, the Thunder are great, they're amazing, but two, the Celtics just I don't know what it is. They play in sprouts, but you can see it. Like you can see that the Celtics are still the team to be. You can see that they have the talent. That you can see that they have the ability to play a great 48-minute game. It's just that they don't. And historically, the Celtics have not been that team. They have not been the team that plays a great 48-minute game all year long. Also, I apologize if I sound a little weird. I am sick. I have a cold. I'm a little under the weather, but had to get this one out. Also, that's why I didn't upload yesterday. But the Celtics, ever since the Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown era, they have not been the team that is going to come out here and play a consistently great game all 48 minutes every game, and especially even in the playoffs. They have not been that team that's going to come out here and do that. The Celtics have always been the team to basically always fight from behind. They've always had problems. They've always had issues. They've always been the team that makes a lot of mistakes, but eventually they'll figure it out. And yesterday was another example of that. They were the team that came out. They had like only two turnovers, and then eventually ended the game with like nine turnovers. Jalen Brown had like 10 points, and most of that is really because the Thunder's defense. The Thunder played amazing defense on Jalen Brown, which I honestly thought they would play better defense on Tatum than Brown and try to let Brown go off and see if Brown could beat them. But they really played great defense on Jalen Brown, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gave Jalen Brown a lot of problems. Like most of the fouls that Jalen Brown picked up came from guarding Shai, and that's because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Usually, I'm against everybody that says that SGA is foul baiting, but yesterday he was definitely foul baiting. I mean, I know Jalen Brown is strong, but there are times where Jalen Brown will it would be like a common physical play, like just a regular physical play defensively, and Shea would sell it so good, bro, and get the call and get the whistle, and then he'll go to the free throw line and knock a couple of free throws down. But yesterday I seen it and I thought to myself, SGA needs to win the MVP this year because if he doesn't, and this is how he's going to continue to play by foul baiting, eventually they will turn against him. We've seen it happen with James Harden. We've seen it happen with Joel Embiid. We've seen it happen with Luka. In the beginning, when you're foul baiting and you're a great foul baiter, everybody's on your side. Nobody is gonna admit that you're foul baiting. They're gonna call you creative. They're gonna say you're amazing at, you know, picking up the defense. They're gonna say you're amazing at attacking the heavy leg. You're amazing at, doing shit with your body that like most players don't do. And then eventually they get tired of you. And now you're foul baiting. Now you're flopping. Now you're doing this. Now you're doing that. And now you become the problem. So you got to figure out how to win the MVP this year. You got to figure out how to get to the finals this year. And you got to figure out how to win a championship this year. And I know that the Celtics didn't have Porzingis playing yesterday. And that is a loss for the Celtics because I'm not going to lie to you. When Porzingis is not there, they do have collapses like this. This is very common for the Celtics if KP is not there. But the moment Kristaps Porzingis is there, we've seen it all throughout the playoffs last year. It's really hard for this team to collapse. It's really hard for anybody to put this team down because he can come out here and give you 15 points in a quarter. He could come out here and take over the game himself. He could come out here and be a scoring machine. He could come out here and be that fourth option that is better than most first or second options throughout the whole league. So I don't think the Thunder defense would have been able to guard them yesterday if Kristaps was there because you could guard Brown, you could guard Tatum, but then you can't really guard Porzingis, who you're going to put on him. And then on top of that, the Celtics will go on runs, right? Like in the second quarter, to end the second quarter. They went on an amazing run. Jason Tatum just took over. He had like 18 points that quarter. He went crazy. He had like 18 points in the first half. Most of them came in that quarter. From three, from going to the basket, all types of stuff he was doing, even in the paint, everything he was doing. And before you know it, the third quarter comes and they're just not as aggressive anymore. Now the Thunder are taking over. Now you got Shai doing that. Now you got Shai going to the basket. Now you got Shai foul baiting. Now you got the Thunder doing what the Celtics are just doing to them. And mind you, the Celtics, I think, hit like 21 of 33s in the first half. 21 of 30. In the third quarter, it was all paint. All paint. And y'all know what I always say. If you could get the Celtics under 23s and have them attacking the paint instead of shooting, you're going to win the game. And yesterday was actually kind of weird because they did not only have under 23s, they have more than 23s. And then in the second half, they were attacking the paint, but eventually their threes started falling again. And even when they were attacking the paint, they weren't that far behind. They were still in the game. And the Celtics, every time they went down by like 10, 11 points, they fought back. And when it was a 6 point game, which most of this game was, it was a 6 point game, really. It was a very close game. And I'm not going to lie to you, out of all the games this year, this one was the only one that really felt like a playoff type of game. And it stayed close, and the Celtics found ways to always tie it and sometimes take the lead, but then the Thunder will come right back. And mind you, the Thunder are missing J Dub. And if you're missing J Dub and you're doing this, then the Thunder are in a great position to win. Now, about the Thunder, Chet Holmgren looks very good, bro. Like, Chet Holmgren looks really, really nice. Now, I've seen some people say, and specifically Stephen A. Smith when he went on Gil's Arena, I've seen them say that they think J Dub might be the X factor for this team, not Chet Holmgren, because they know what to expect out of Chet Holmgren. They know what to expect out of Isaiah Hartenstein. But J Dub is kind of streaky. Sometimes he'll give you 25, sometimes he'll give you 15, sometimes he'll give you 30, sometimes he'll give you 10. And they were saying that, like, he's an all-star and you should expect consistency out of him and, allow him to take that role of a second option and that pressure on his shoulders and that weight. But I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of disagree. I think with J Dub, we know exactly what we're going to get out of him. I know he's going to give me like at least 15 points. I know he's going to, some quarters, he's going to take over. I know there's going to be some times where he drops 20 points in the second half. I know what he's going to give us. But Chet Holmgren just coming back, I think this is the piece that the Thunder been playing without of this whole season for a large part of this season. And I think even a large part of last season. And now if you have him back and he's giving you quality minutes and he's giving you 20 points, 23 points and 15 rebounds against an amazing team like the Celtics that is kind of like a big team. They're around 6'8". Everybody in this team is about 6'7", 6'8", and they're built and they're amazing defense. Everything's great, and you're going there having 15 boards, 23 points. You're scoring from the three. You're going to the basket, and not only that, because of Chet Holmgren in the first half, the Thunder won the no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander minutes. So if you can have Chet Holmgren to weather the storm while Shai can sit and take some of that weight off of Shai, then you've opened up a whole new door for yourself. You've made a whole new path. You've created a new monster because now you have Chet Holmgren taking over the offense when Shai's not there. Now you have J Dub who can take over the offense when Shai's not there. It's not all Shai no more. And mind you, this isn't like the Nuggets in the fourth quarter where if Jokic sits down for 3 minutes, they're cooked. No, Shai sat down for like 5-6 minutes in the second quarter. And this wasn't the first time neither. Even, I think against the Nuggets, he sat down 5-6 minutes in the second quarter. And the Thunder weathered the storm. And they're constantly making ways. With Chet Holmgren being there now and him being able to score more and take care of the offense, I think the Thunder have opened up a whole new type of offense for themselves, and it's going to be really hard to guard them, especially if Chet Holmgren, J Dub, and Shai are there, and then the double big lineup with Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. I really think it's going to be really hard to stop this team. And then don't forget, Aaron Wiggins in the fourth quarter, he can have his quarters too. We've seen him throughout the whole year where he has these quarters where he'll have like 10 points in this quarter or 15 points in that quarter. I know yesterday he had zero, but he had so many quarters, he had like 2 or 3 quarters in the last month where he had like 15, 10 points in the fourth quarter. On top of that, honestly, it would be really hard for the Celtics to win if Jaylen Brown gets 6 fouls and picks up 2 or 3 fouls in the fourth quarter, right? It would be really hard for the Celtics to win when only 4 of your 9 guys put up double digit scoring and really barely touch double digits. I mean, Jaylen Brown was like 3 for 12, a bad night offensively, but had like 10 points. Jason Tatum was the only one with like 30. Al Horford, I think, was the had 14, and that was the third leading scorer. Derek White had 22, and then after that, everybody had 8, 8, 9, 9. Like, it was really bad. Sam Hauser had 3. You're going to struggle to beat a team like the Thunder that is so offensively gifted if you're only putting up double digits from 4 of your guys, because they also played 9 guys, but they had 7 of their 9 guys going double digits, and you had, I think, 2 or 3 of them, no, 3 of them off the bench had 10, 11, and 11. So that's 3 guys giving you 10, 11, and 11. That's about 32 points from 3 guys off the bench. 3 out of 4 guys that came off the bench gave you that. You had Chet Holmgren give you 23. Shea gave you like 34. Lou Dort gave you like 13 or 14, I think it was. Amazing. And he also played defense. You're not going to really beat a team like this by trying to make Jason Tatum do everything, you being heavily guarded. Nobody's really doing, as much as they're supposed to. You're only playing great in spurts, and you're not really putting your foot down and trying to dominate the game. It will be really hard for you to win this game. But in conclusion, I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander still as the MVP, and I have the Celtics still as a team to beat because I've seen it. I've seen them being able to play great in spurts, and they were super dominant in those spurts. They just couldn't hold them, and I think it's because they're missing key factors in Porzingis, and they're just not who they really are without Porzingis. And also, I think that the Celtics just need some work to be done. They need some oomph, like they need that effort to be put in. I think, I don't know, I don't want to say they're satisfied where they're at, but I think the Celtics are just waiting for the playoffs. And for the Thunder, the reason why I still have Shea is because, I mean, we've seen it. Everybody was raving about Jokic beating Shea yesterday, but then he went up against Anthony Edwards and lost. And this is a team that is not playing that well. And Shea went up against the Celtics, who's the second best Eastern Conference team, and he won. And he put up a great game too. So we could say whatever we want about the Nuggets and the Thunder splitting their series 2-2, but in the end of the whole thing, Shea did play great all year, and he did go up against a better competitive team yesterday in the Celtics, a better built team, and the Thunder won. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for coming out to our locker room. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. This is Real Talk with E. Safety.